John.
Hi, Mom.
How can you be here? What are you doing?
John!
What have they done to my son?
Survival's what you taught me.
I'm not machine. Not man. I'm more.
No.
Hey boys and girls, I'm Sir Rikk of Wolf, and you're watching The Genisys, a show where movies are innocent until proven guilty, no matter how convoluted and terrible their trailers make them look. Before we dive in, one thing that I've learned on the internet is that you can't idiot-proof your videos enough. So let me stress, this isn't some kind of preemptive review of the movie. It's a trailer reaction video. I would think that would be obvious, as it says it right there in the title, and the movie isn't out until July, but internet. Now, the first trailer for Terminator Spellcheck had me somewhat intrigued. It was awesome to see the events immediately before the first film, and certain scenes from it recreated in painstaking detail. Plus, we finally get to see the fabled time machine for the first time. I got goosebumps, not gonna lie. It was simultaneously intriguing to see the events of Terminator 1 and 2 undone and play out differently, and also kind of blasphemous and infuriating. This movie does literally wipe out the first two movies. Ballsy, if you can pull it off. I thought, holy crap, does Emilia Clarke look like a very young Linda Hamilton? I also thought, holy crap, does Jai Courtney not look like Michael Biehn? Like, at all. I thought it's kind of annoying to see the 20th recasting of John Connor, but I know it really can't be helped. I thought, wow, they really went all in with John's scars. Seriously, the guy looks like he was trying to make out with a bear trap. Too far. Aging living tissue over a metal endoskeleton that doesn't look like an old condom shrink wrapped over a Swiss Army knife, I don't buy so much. But the alternative was having Uncanny Valley over here in the entire movie, so... Seriously, I think it would just rot and fall off or look like something out of a horror movie. But they gotta come up with a reason to explain why Arnie's in the movie. Thank God they didn't resurrect Sergeant Candy.
Hi! I'm Chief Master Sergeant William Candy.
Also, more than a little awkward that Sarah just knows she's got to bump uglies with Kyle Reese now. Part of what made T1 so awesome was that it was actually a love story. Now it could just happen out of obligation, so thumbs down for probably wrecking that. Okay, we have to make a baby to save the human race. This cyborg says so. What? I don't really know, this is kind of weird.
Now, soldier!
Okay, please just... Can Grampinator over there go in the other room? It's just creepy. So a few days back, we got a second trailer for Terminator Genisys, and... oh boy. First off, the big problem is now they've just whizzed down their leg that John Connor somehow shows up in the past as yet another human Terminator hybrid. You guys already spent that dime, remember? Hey, guess what? They foolishly gave that away in the trailer for that movie, too. Maybe this isn't the spoiler it seems to be, but usually when a movie starts giving away its twists like this, it is not a good sign. Why buy the cow when you can get the milk duds for free? It just makes me think the studio doesn't have confidence in this film and that this is some kind of desperate ploy to get asses in seats. But now asses don't need to be in seats because if they're like this ass, they feel like they've already seen the whole movie just from the freaking trailer. Stop giving away so much in trailers, movies. Have some self-respect. Don't go all the way on the first date. Make us work for that shit. We've also now got 2 official-length trailers, and Doctor Who alumni Matt Smith hasn't appeared in a single second of either of them as far as I can tell. Given what a time travel mess this movie looks to be, I wonder if Matt Smith just pops in the TARDIS at the last minute to say, well, this has gotten all wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey, hasn't it? And wave his magic sonic screwdriver. And fix everything in a way that doesn't really make sense, but he's just so damn likable, you just kind of go with it. Another thing that's had me worried are these unintentionally hilarious Entertainment Weekly photos. You know, the ones where they're not even shooting at what they're screaming at. I know they're just photos taken for the EW article by EW, but they're just so amateur and cheesy. I don't think the studio even bothered to release good ones to counteract these goofy ones either. But this Terminator sure looks happy to be there. Being a killer cyborg from the future is fun. I don't know, after this trailer, I'm getting serious T3 vibes too, man. It's just got that cheap, second-rate CGI look that I can't stand. Even just that shot where Arnie's face has already gone through a windshield just really looks funky somehow. At least Terminator Salvation had decent to, honestly, great effects. If any of them didn't really work, it was CG Arnie. But hey, we'll be getting more of that too. A really irritating thing I keep hearing is, well, it's awesome to see Sarah Connor be a badass instead of a helpless waitress. Terminator 2. You should watch it. Sounds like you haven't. Yeah, it's really annoying when characters have something called an arc. I just hate it when the story has depth.
Come with me if you want to live.
Oh, sorry, wrong Terminator.
Come with me if you want to live.
So to sum up, after this trailer, the script just looks like a mess to me, guys. You have Kyle Reese going back to 1984 like he's supposed to, but it at least appears that the T-800 from T2 was sent back even further and ended up raising Sarah Connor, then off to the T-800 from Terminator 1 in 1984, and then you have the T-1000 running around all willy-nilly, and the timeline is just a total flustercluck at this point. It's interesting, and I was down for it, but just that was going to be a lot to wrap your head around. Now they've just gone and said, oh, here's some extra convolution sauce on your time travel sandwich. So on top of all that, John Connor is now a hybrid Terminator, also sent back in time. And he's clearly got his own agenda, and he's possibly even a villain. Props for a cool idea that to some extent hasn't been done yet, but if you were gonna do that, it should have probably been the focus of the entire story. Ugh, why can't we go back to basics and just tell a smaller, more personal story? That's what made the first two so great. Look, there's no recapturing the magic of the first two films. I know, but if you stripped things down and told a more intimate story and used mostly practical effects, you could score so many brownie points with Termy fans. I sincerely hope I'm wrong. I really do. But I get the feeling this very much could be the last nail in the coffin and be the one that finally terminates Terminator for a solid decade. I want Terminator Genisys to be good. I'm merely voicing my concerns. So if this movie just looks like the Terminator flick that you've had a boner for since 1992, I really don't mean to rain on your parade. I think it's weird as hell you get that impression from this new trailer, but different strokes for different folks, I guess. So what do you think of the new trailer for Terminator Gynecologist? Do you think it looks like a giant mess or the Terminator 3 that we wish we'd all gotten? If you like this video, give that subscribe button a hit and don't talk any